All right. So we've been talking about this a lot, not too much here, but a lot of times when we have things in the air, so like right now, there's a bunch of dust. They're telling us it's coming from Mexico, it's coming from Sahara, Africa, it's coming from all over the place. Um, Not all of it, I can't tell you that all of it are for sure, not man-made. There's stuff that's in the atmosphere that they're dropping on us daily. I love how it was like chemtrails are completely wacky. You conspiracy theorists are crazy. And then it's like, well, we're doing weather modification. And yeah, it's, toxic beryllium and aluminum, but it's not, we're not spraying it on you, just over all the air that's above you. So yeah, I love that they came out and they finally admitted they're, well, we're trying to dampen the sun and we're trying to, cause weather modifications, not poison you, but we are spraying things in the atmosphere, away from, they're not spraying things in the atmosphere. So anyway, so you've got all the stuff they are spraying. They're now admitting they're spraying in the atmosphere that you have to breathe. It's falling on your food. You're eating it, falling, all over the water supply, getting into the water supply. So you're having to deal with it there. So even staying inside isn't helping you. So there's a lot of stuff in the air that is actually causing problems systemically all over. Uh, and this is one of those things that, again, don't freak out, do the best you can, and just kind of detox with it. But one of the big things you want to do is make sure that you guys are cleaning the air that in the space that you are. So if you're in an apartment, a great thing to do is get one of those real nice HEPA air filters that's going to suck out most of the stuff in the air and get kind of things a little bit cleaner. The problem what you're going to get is that depending on how clean your HVAC system is in your apartment, it's going to be blowing stuff directly into the room. So you're going to kind of fight a losing battle there, or a continuous battle, I should say, not losing. So keep that in mind. The number one thing, whether it's mold or whether it's bacteria or whether it's allergens or whatever, is quit poisoning yourself. That's the primary thing. Before you start detoxing, stop letting things get in. So get the mold taken out, get the air filters, clean up the air, clean up the area in which you're in, so you don't keep poisoning yourself. That's the number one thing. And people miss this all the time. They're like, oh, I want to get, we'll get our bathroom remodeled in a couple of months, but I want to start the detox now. And I'm like, that's fine, but it's not going to do as much if you're constantly breathing it. So that's obviously the first thing. Do whatever you can to get the poison, the mold or whatever, knocked out. So that's primary. Secondary is you're going to have to make sure that your detox organs can function. This is the thing I think, I see over and over and over again. People come in and they're like, I went and I did this thing that was supposed to be for liver, and I did this thing that was supposed to be for kidneys, and it didn't help my problem. I'm like, great, what'd you do for your gut? And they're like, well, I'm trying to detox, and that's not a gut thing. I'm like, it's 100% a gut thing. It is. It's 100%, because your liver and your kidney have to detox your body, normal body function first. Then secondarily, it's going to move out these toxic chemicals. So you've got to clean up your gut. You got to kill the parasites. You got to kill the yeast. You got to get that all back where it's supposed to be. Then you have to be able to have the body produce the enzymes and produce the chemicals and absorb the stuff you need to detox. Then you can clean the liver and the kidneys. But here's the thing, whether it's mold or heavy metals or whatever, you've got to clean up all of the normal trash that's in your body that you've been breathing in, that you've been drinking, bringing in for your food and water, before you can go after the things that are really, really, causing significant issue. You got to get your body kind of back up to a baseline so that it can fight this fight. Now, if it's something that you're breathing in, your body's going to constantly try to move it out. This is why I tell you, stop breathing it in as much as you can, then start your detox. Because as you're detoxing, the stuff in the gut and the stuff in the blood, and the stuff, it will start detoxing the stuff that you're breathing in. But you've got to give it a path out. So you've got to radically reduce the total number of things it's detoxing so that it can detox the specialty stuff. And once you've kind of gotten that down, it'll start detoxing it. So still the same things that help with detox are going to help with detox, specifically of mold. And a lot of these, well, this is specific to mold. Great. And I think you should take those things just like you should take all the binding agents for heavy metals. Here's the thing. Your liver and your kidneys detox in a very specific, very set up way. They use the same chemicals to do all these things. And so you've got to give the body all the chemicals it needs to do normal detox, because you have to remember the things you're consuming are not detoxing you. What they're supposed to do is they're supposed to feed the body, the chemicals the body was designed to have. Then the body can use those chemicals to go through the processes it was designed to have, and that will help move things out. So again, always remember, your body was designed and created to do these things, and it was designed and created to do these things with specific chemicals. Those are all natural. None of them are made by man. So your methylated B vitamins are a big player. Making sure you have the electrolytes for bile functionality, making sure that you're not bringing in excess processed foods, making sure that you're getting all of those things in. Like, TEDCA is one that we use a lot for balancing this. B vitamins are ones we use a lot for balancing this. We'll use a lot of, some of the BHP stuff. There's a whole list of things that you can use. The milk thistle, the turmeric, the ginger. Like there's lists and lists and lists of things that are beneficial, but they are all natural. When we say natural, made of earth, like you are. So if you use the things that man made to fix something that man didn't make, it doesn't work very well. You can suppress symptoms, you can block symptoms, and that's great. You can do that with medical drugs. You can force the body to do things it's not supposed to do with medical drugs. That's great, but you can't increase normal functionality that's designed around chemistry, that's designed around natural function with medical drugs. So you're not going to get detox with medical drugs, because you feed the organs the chemicals they were designed to have, and the body detoxes the way it was designed to detox. That's the easiest way of putting this. But you got to get stuff out of the way. So you got to get the parasites out of the way. You got to get the yeast overgrowth out of the way. You got to get the things that you're sapping all the nutrients away. D3 is also a great one to do. Obviously, all the minerals are going to be important for this. So potassium, selenium, magnesium, sodium, chloride, like all of those, you got to get those in to help the body kind of break this stuff down. Now, here's the thing. Once you kill the parasites and the yeast and you got everything going, the amount of stuff your liver is able to detox is kind of directly proportional to the amount of nutrients that it has to do all of its daily function and detox. So you want to get those things in pretty high volume. Most of these things are going to be 100% safe to take more than you need. The worst case scenario you're going to get. So the worst case scenario you're going to get with B vitamins is you're going to get flush. Your eyes are going to turn red. It might feel like you have a sunburn, might be prickly and stingy for a little bit. Niacin will do that to you. Don't freak out. Give it about 20 minutes and it should go away. And then if you look at how much you took, take a little bit less of the B, because, or take a different form of the niacin. That's one of the things we do all the time. So that'll be on the B side. You take too much magnesium, your body just, loosens your stool. Same thing with lysine and things like that. So your body will just purge that stuff out if it's natural. So don't worry too much about it. Get that stuff out. Water is also going to be very important. The body uses water to detox. It uses like a dump truck. Bring the water in. Body puts all the waste it doesn't want in the water, and then you sweat and pee and poop out all of the extra stuff that your body doesn't need. That's kind of how you were set up. The thing on water, you would need a lot less water if you had a lot less toxic stuff in your system. Because again, your body's using water to like a dump truck to eat it out. People are always like, why do we need so much water? Because of the trash in our food, water, and air. That's kind of how it is. So that stuff getting out is really, really good. As your body gets healthier, one of the great ways to do it is to sweat it out. Like saunas are fantastic for this. It's funny because I tell this story a lot. Back in college when I used to drink, we drank a bunch of gin one night, and next day we went out and played football, and people started walking in bigger and bigger and bigger circles around us. And finally, one of our friends walked over and they're like, "Oh my God, did you guys bathe in gin?" And we were like, "No, why?" I was like, "Because it's all we can smell." Because the gin, which was the toxic piece of the gin, was coming through our skin, and it smelled exactly like it does in your drinks. So that's one of those things. Your body detoxes with sweat. So getting out and getting a good sweat going is a really good way of moving these things out of the body. Now, if you're going to sweat, just remember, you got to keep your water up. You got to keep your electrolytes up. So hydration is just the water part, Electrophysiology is all the electrolytes. So they're two different things. People like to say they're the exact same thing. They're not, because you can get not enough water and plenty of electrolytes, and more water and not enough electrolytes. So they're not the same thing. So keep that in mind. But those are going to be some of the things we're talking about for airborne stuff. There's a lot of goo in the air right now. Like I said, not just what's being sprayed on us, but what's, the sand and the dust and all that type of stuff. We're seeing a significant pressure put on the kidneys. We're seeing weight issues. We're seeing people come in and they're like, look, I haven't changed my diet. Like, and they're in their 20s and 30s. Like, these aren't, this isn't well, it's a hormonal menopausal problem. Now it's 20s and 30s. These people are active. They're eating really clean diets, and they're gaining weight. And a lot of it is water, because their body's trying to buffer the osmolality of the toxins that they're breathing in. So, and this isn't happening to everybody. This is something that we've seen with a number of people as of late. So if you guys are, having odd allergy issues, increased fatigue, decreased sleep function, those would be the things that we'd look at. Now, what we're doing for it is we're seeing lots of pressure on the kidneys. We're doing cardio-ND, we're doing HCl, we're doing CW4 for sure, we're doing kidney castor packs for sure. We're increasing water intake. So those are some of the things that we're doing. Let's see, is there anything else that we did for them? The wormwood's been super beneficial at this. But those are the things that we're doing mostly for that. And we've been starting to see it kind of turn around. Oh, obviously we've been running Thera, so I almost forgot that one. That's what we've been doing, and it's been working. So if you guys are noticing these things, that's how we're dealing with it. So I can't say that's going to be the best thing for you without testing you, but that is what we've been doing. So just wanted to touch on that because it's something that we've been seeing that we haven't talked about very much. This airborne stuff is super big deal. It is a super big deal. What you breathe in goes directly into your bloodstream. So, it's really, really important that we get that piece put back together. So, all right, if you guys have any questions, hit us up, questions@chalmerswellness.com. I'll just call the office like you guys do, or DM. We'll see you then. You guys have a fabulous day. Thanks for your time.